Hey friends, how you doing out there? So I got a, let's see, Black Friday came on Monday for me because I decided to treat myself. I don't really buy myself too much stuff, but I have to admit that I have kind of an addiction to electronics. And every year at Black Friday, I usually buy myself something that's more than I would normally spend on myself. But hey, you know what? I've been a good boy this year. I'm worth it. And it's not a car, so that's good. So it's significantly less than a car. So I have to admit that I got taken in by the Black Friday ad at Best Buy, and I was looking at laptops because I needed to replace a laptop that I'm giving to my girlfriend so she can use it in her studio. And the one that I bought last year is perfect for her. It's a touch screen. It's a Dell. It's nice. It's got a SSD drive, so if she drops it, it's not a hard drive. Um, and it's kind of it was I got a really good deal on it on Black Friday, also at Best Buy. So I'm not too afraid if she trashes it. When I was looking for a replacement, I thought, you know what, let's check out gaming laptops just for the heck of it. And I saw that this one here, this HP, wasn't too expensive. It wasn't too much more than the Dell that I would have probably bought to replace the Dell that I'm giving my girlfriend. So I looked, 450. I thought, okay, this is a pretty good deal. So we'll check this out. So once I started looking at the specs, though, I started thinking, you know what? I'm not sure about this. So the screen size. Let's just compare these two. This is the next one up in the on the Black Friday ad that actually did end up getting, and that's the Asus gaming laptop. Now, all right, HP has, for me, a more reliable brand name than Asus, but I went to the store and I was comparing them side by side, and they were directly like side by side, so it was perfect. And I would go back and forth between the two of them, playing with them and trying to see what the difference was. So the exact same screen size. However, this one, the display was a little bit flat and it didn't have as much vivid colors. I'm sure you could adjust some of those settings, but the viewing angles weren't as good. I'm not sure if it was a TN screen or not, but it definitely did not look like an IPS screen to me. This Tough Gaming one is an IPS screen, and it's much brighter. You could probably see that in the video that I did about whether or not it would run the Outer Worlds, and it does. So that was a huge thing for me. One thing that I had to say about the Tough Gaming one, though, is the keyboard kind of has a flex in it. When you type, you can see the structure underneath the keyboard kind of move, and that's a little interesting. I'm not sure that I really wanted that, but I also don't know if that's kind of by design. But then continuing with just the stats, okay, they both have 8 gigs of memory, which is not much, but I know that this one has another slot, so I can put a stick of RAM in there, and you can I think the maximum on this motherboard is 32, so I could buy something that would be the equivalent of 32 gigs of RAM if I needed to, but we'll get to that if I need to. Also, for the extra $120, you get double the size of the solid state drive. This was a big one for me because after I loaded the apps, I'm sorry, not the apps. After I updated Windows on this Tough Gaming PC, I came out around 50 gigs used. Okay, so that's 1/10 of this hard drive size, but 50 gigs on this one is 1/5. So, installing a game, I ended up installing the Outer Worlds on this laptop here, the Tough Gaming laptop, and I ended up around 92 gigs used on the hard drive, and that leaves some space on here. Not a comfortable, I mean, it's not completely uncomfortable amount of space, but that's a big game. But if I had done that on here, now I'm getting up near to like a third of my hard drive being taken up, over a third, and that's not enough room. Now I've priced other solid state drives online, and I have I saw a Western Digital for 100 $107, a 1 terabyte solid state drive, and there is an extra 2.5 SATA bay in here that I can install that in, so that may be an upgrade later. But you would definitely have to do that with this. So just that $100 would make a difference. And I also, somebody told me there's a 2 terabyte one out there for $140. So, but we'll get to that if I need it. But right out of the gate, I didn't want to have to be adding hardware to something I just bought. The green lit keyboard and the green logo on the back are pretty cool on this. You know, that's not obviously a reason to buy a laptop, but in consolation, the keyboard on this Tough Gaming thing is underlit and it glows in various colors, and I think there's a way to control probably how you can pick the colors on the RGB keyboard. So, you know, for aesthetics, it's kind of cool. Also, this cheaper model here, the HP, has a GeForce GTX 1050, which if you go on the hierarchy sites of different graphics drives, you'll see that that's really low near the bottom now. So like a GTX 1050 is one of the lower ones that are rated, and the 1650 is not great. It's not really highly rated at this time, but it's much higher on the list than the 1050. So, and like I said, I did do a video where I did show you how the Outer Worlds runs in ultra high settings, and it does run, and it runs pretty well. Of course, I have nothing else on here. I don't even have Windows. I don't even have Office on here, and I do have the latest version of Windows and all the drivers and everything. So that's running great right now on this machine. So that's a big plus. I don't know if that would have happened with this machine, and but like I said, this machine I'm probably going to use for kind of retro gaming. I would definitely have had to have used it for retro gaming on the HP, but the Asus, it looks like everything's pretty hunky-dory so far. It is extremely loud. If you're going to be going to coffee shops, you're going to be working in a place where people like their quiet, or you know, you're going to go to the library and you're going to game somewhere, you better go off into a corner somewhere, because this thing sounds like it's going to take off. The amount of air that it needs to cool down the graphics card must be intense, and it does put out a lot of noise when you're gaming. And the speaker is not the best. It's not terrible, but it's borderline terrible. And we're doing this video. This is the first video that I'm recording, and I can already tell, I think, from the test recording that I have to do something about the microphone input levels, or the onboard microphone, the Realtek microphone might need, you know, I might need to do something else. Probably have to use my Yeti, my black Yeti on this job. But so, oh, and one more thing. So the other thing I was thinking about doing was doing some vlogging, and the camera on the HP and the camera on the Asus. The camera on the Asus is much nicer than the camera on the HP. So once I get to the point where I'm vlogging, I'll let you know, and I'll probably link that video down here as well. So those are the reasons why I bought what I bought. I thought that the extra $120 really gave you a lot more computing power, and I don't feel like I absolutely have to upgrade this thing right now, tomorrow, out of the gate. Okay, so yes, it's a little pricey. It's more than I would have spent probably, but I can sort of justify it because I'm, you know, replacing a laptop. So I don't know. I mean, I still have some time if I want to take this thing back to the store. So I'm going to play around with it some more, and I'm going to let you guys know. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And I hope this helps you make up your mind this holiday season. If you want to buy yourself something nice, or you want to buy this for somebody else. Also, if you're buying this as a gift, just be aware, if you're giving it to your kid, or you're giving it to your brother, or if you're giving it to your sister, or if you're giving it to, you know, your aunt, this is not playable out of the box, okay? Like, you're not going to be like, okay, I'm going to load up the Outer Worlds, and we're going to be rocking and rolling here in about 30 minutes. No, That's not going to happen. It's going to take you a while to go through with Cortana and set up just the user interface. Then you're going to have to update Windows. Then you're going to have to download the games from like the Microsoft Store or Steam or wherever you have those games. And there is no DVD-ROM here, so you're not going to be like loading them like that. So it's going to take time over the internet. So you're talking a whole day here basically before you can get this thing up and running. So if you want this to be playable on whatever day that you're given this thing as a gift, you might want to go ahead and do those things for the person that that you love and enjoy and want to enjoy this right out of the box. So you might want to open it up, go ahead and do those updates and get this ready, because yeah, it's going to be a day or so before they're able to fully enjoy the gaming experience on this puppy. So just my advice, there's just some things that I came across. I hope this helps you, and I hope you can help somebody else today, because that's the way you make yourself feel good, make them feel good, and that's the way the world works. So give me a like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love y'all. Take care. Enjoy your toys.